What if one of the most feared military forces in the world was an army made entirely of women in the 19th century? European soldiers who stepped onto the battlefields of West Africa encountered something they had never imagined. Charging toward them were highly trained, fearless warriors, not men, but women disciplined, relentless, and loyal to their king. These fighters would become one of the most legendary military forces in African history. They were the elite warriors of the Kingdom of Dahomey, known to the world today as the Dahomey Amazons. Their story is one of power, courage, and a military tradition that shocked the outside world. The Kingdom of Dahomey, located in what is now modern-day Benin, rose to power in West Africa during the 17th and 18th centuries. It became known as a strong and organized kingdom, with a highly structured political system and a powerful army. But Dahomey was unlike most kingdoms of its time. Alongside its male soldiers existed a remarkable military unit, made entirely of women. These women were not symbolic figures or ceremonial guards. They were professional warriors trained to fight, defend the kingdom, and expand its power. The origins of this unique army go back to the early rulers of Dahomey, but it was during the reign of King Gezo in the 19th century that the female regiments grew into one of the most formidable military forces in the region. King Gezo recognized their strength and expanded their role within the kingdom's military structure. Under his leadership, these women became elite soldiers, respected and feared across West Africa. Joining this army was not a casual decision. Many of the women were recruited at a young age and trained with intense discipline. Once they entered the ranks, they committed their lives to the kingdom and to the king. They were expected to remain unmarried and fully devoted to military service. Training was rigorous and relentless. The warriors learned hand-to-hand combat, weapons training, battlefield tactics, and endurance drills designed to prepare them for the harsh realities of war. Historical accounts describe exercises that tested both physical strength and mental toughness. The goal was to create soldiers who would never retreat in battle. They carried a variety of weapons, depending on their unit, including muskets, spears, machetes, and clubs, but beyond their weapons, it was their discipline and fearlessness that made them truly formidable. European travelers and military observers who encountered them in the 19th century wrote, with a mixture of astonishment and respect. Many admitted that these women fought with extraordinary courage and precision. Some reports described how they marched into battle, singing war songs, moving in perfect formation, and advancing toward enemy lines with unwavering determination. To the outside world, the idea of an all-female combat force was almost unimaginable, but in Dahomey, these warriors were an established and respected part of society. They held a special status within the kingdom and were closely connected to the royal palace. Their loyalty to the king was absolute, and they served as both defenders of the kingdom and symbols of its strength. Their reputation grew across the region. When neighboring territories heard that Dahomey's female warriors were approaching, fear often spread ahead of them. Their battlefield effectiveness and fearless reputation made them a powerful psychological force, as well as a military one. But the greatest test of their strength would come in the late 19th century, when European colonial powers began expanding deeper into West Africa. Among these powers was France, which sought to bring Dahomey under its colonial control. The conflict that followed became known as the Franco-Dahomean Wars. During these battles, the women warriors of Dahomey fought fiercely against French colonial forces, equipped with modern rifles and artillery. Despite the technological disadvantage, the Dahomey army, including its female regiments, displayed remarkable bravery. Accounts from French soldiers describe how the women charged into battle with extraordinary determination, refusing to retreat even under heavy fire. Their courage impressed even their enemies. French officers recorded their shock at the discipline and fearlessness of these fighters. Many admitted that the Dahomey Amazons were among the most formidable opponents they had ever faced. However, the technological advantage of modern European weaponry eventually tipped the balance. After a series of intense battles, Dahomey was ultimately defeated and incorporated into the French colonial empire. Yet defeat did not erase the legacy of these extraordinary warriors. The story of the Dahomey Amazons continued to capture the imagination of historians, travelers, and storytellers around the world. Their existence challenged assumptions about gender, roles in warfare,